So if we're talking about the legal environment and world there, and I do some commercial real estate, all of these environments are very well male and white dominated industries. And so as typical, they have the time and the energy and the resources to accelerate their opportunities in ways that sometimes we don't. So that in itself, just being a different face, it takes people a minute to adjust.
Hello and welcome to the Money Mindset Show, the place where we help female entrepreneurs to transform their mind so that they can achieve financial success in the least amount of time. Here, we talk about subconscious mind, we talk about money mindset shifts, money mindset blocks, a strategy so that you can bypass your own money mindset and increase your income, better your relationship with money, and grow your business.
So a little bit about me. My name is Latrice Smith. I'm the principal attorney and founder of Thomas Law and Consulting. So I'm a legal strategist. So what I do is help business owners really strategize about their business from two perspectives. So my firm works with the legal side. So that's going to be your contract drafting, your review, your negotiations, starting and forming any type of business, buying and selling, which is a huge one, the exit. And then also the second side, which is the strategy. So that's going to be growing, developing, and all those pieces of really making the business what it is and grow and develop.
Amazing. What type of people do you often work with?
Absolutely. So my primary clients are going to be, so my background is in the medical field. So come from a family of medical providers. My dad and granddad were both pharmacists. My mom's an RN and my sister's an anesthetist. So I've got that, and I've got a master's in public health. So I have a lot of medical providers, doctors, chiropractors, but our model and strategic planning and the things that make a business successful really work for any business. So I also have cleaning companies. I have service-based providers. So that's going to be other lawyers, accountants. Anyone's got that service-based business are kind of our target.
I'm curious to know, why did you started with the legal stuff? Because we had a lot of people going through this podcast series. You're the first lawyer, and I think the only lawyer that we have. This is not something that really we think about, especially when we perceive ourselves as a solopreneurs or small business owners. It's like money is in the back of the mind and then like behind the money. So why did you start it? Why did you decided to pursue this field? And what has been some of the challenges that you have found on this road?
Absolutely. So why I started is exactly what you said. I think a lot of entrepreneurs, when they start, what I typically find is they're great at something. So they've either got an education or an experience in a specific field, and they're really good at what they do. And then they see and they're able to help people. They're working at a company and they think they could do it better. And they usually can, especially with the doctors. They're working in a larger healthcare system. People are, service-based providers are in some type of firm, and they just see how they could better serve their clients, and they want to be able to give them the optimal service. So they go in head first, excited about being able to help their clients, but there's so many other pieces to building a strong business. So you have to have, the first part is that legal piece. You want to start your business off with a strong foundation and formation and ensure that you've got it set up in a structure that's proper and set up at all. Some people don't even have any formation or structure. So you want to make sure you're registered with the state, you're registered with the federal government, you're set up on a path to begin hiring employees. So those are the legal pieces and components that are super important at the onset that people just kind of don't think about. So that formation piece, going into, if you've got a service-based business and you're going to have a space, you have a lease that needs to be signed, you have vendors that you're working with, they may have contracts. If you're going to be providing services, you need a strong agreement to ensure that you're being proactive and preventing potential pitfalls. But if you have an agreement that's been structured by an attorney like myself, that's really digging deep into the services that are being provided, understand your business, they're able to draft a service agreement on your behalf that protects you and ensures your client has a great experience as well. So there's so many legal pieces and components that, in my experience and being, so I was kind of started off working with working with people and they want me to review a contract and just seeing a lot of opportunities where they were kind of missing in their leases, in their vendor agreements, where they could really optimize. And I said, okay, how can I create a firm that gives them all of those pieces they need? So we can talk about how do we protect you on the legal side, but how do we also focus on growth and strategy and making sure your business is growing in a way to make sure you're successful, whatever that means for them. So that's kind of why I started the firm. Just a need why a lot of service-based providers started.
Right.
Had a lot of clients that had gaps in their business that I felt I would be able to assist them with. So I dove into this kind of unique setup of consulting and legal services to fill that hole to help business owners be successful and thrive.
I love it. I love that because I know for my own experience that the legal side is so important and so overlooked sometimes. It's just like, yeah. That's all that I'm going to say about that, because the importance of legal overview on a business, especially if you are a small business owner who is putting yourself out there all the time, it's super, super important. But I want to jump into the challenges. As Latrice, as a person that came from this huge background of law with all of the family being medical doctors, how your path has been. What are some of the challenges that you have encountered that belong to you, but also that belong to the whole community? On this Black Business Owned Month, we are highlighting the story of amazing Black female entrepreneurs, business owners that are putting their services, their product, their innovations out there, because Black women and people of color need more platforms to share the amazing creations that we all are doing. That's why throughout this month, you're going to hear the stories that Black female entrepreneurs building things that I couldn't even imagine it was possible. And here's how you can support all of these female entrepreneurs. Make sure that for each episode that you listen to, you share with somebody else. You share with that friend, that colleague, that person that you think it may be at interest of. And this is the most important part. We really appreciate that you go and rate and review this podcast. The more reviews and the more rating that we have, the bigger impact we can make. More people is going to know about this podcast. More people is going to hear about this female founder.
So as I'm a woman, I'm a Black woman, I'm in every realm that I'm working in is a very male dominated industry. So if we're talking about the legal environment and world, right, I do some commercial real estate. All of these environments are very male and white dominated industries. So as typical, they have the time and the energy and the resources to accelerate their opportunities in ways that sometimes we don't. So that in itself, just being a different face, it takes people a minute to adjust. And so that's always, and I expected at this point that's normal too. Right. So I give them their moment to adjust. Once they get to know you. So the way I handle it is to be professional. I make sure I'm prepared. I go into it knowing as much as possible about my client, their needs, how to better service them. I'm making sure me and my team are putting our best foot forward. So that helps to overcome a lot of burdens and surprise that I get from that way. So I really focus on making sure we're triple checking everything. We're being prepared. We understand the needs of our clients and who we're going to be talking to. So that's a huge way I've overcome, and I think that helps. And what we try to do with our strategic planning is making sure we have a plan, we're anticipating what's coming, and that helps to minimize those, of course, going to happen burdens and pit stops, and kind of to plan. That strategic planning piece is extremely important. It just being in those environments. I'm a mom, so I've got 3 girls at different ages. I've got an 18-year-old. I have a almost 3-year-old. She'll be 3 in September. And then I have a 4-year-old. So I have 3 girls, all very different personalities and at different phases of their development. So I don't want to call it the challenge, but it's another piece of life to deal with that a lot of moms. And then I'm married. And so then having a husband, you have those pieces of when I can say switching to the personal side, those ideas of, and I hear so many moms talk about this when we're out and we're working, balancing all of that. So how do we balance being a mom and a wife and a partner, that giving all we have when we're to work to our business, but then being a mom and trying to do those important things to their development too. So that is always from the moment I open my eyes, I go
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
If I could say anything that's constant is that balance.
Yes.
How do we make all of these pieces work together and come together? So that's
Yeah.
the probably the biggest all around challenge that transitions from it. And me personally,
Right.
I deal with it by trying to plan. Again, I'm a big planner, obviously. And so trying to anticipate what needs to happen each week, each day, planning ahead as much as possible. I'm real big on time blocking. So trying to transition from home to home at a certain time, trying to focus on,
Right.
if I'm at work, focusing on work. I'm at home, focus on family and kids. I take a lot off of my plate. So I have a lot of, and I think that's really important for any woman that's balanced all those things that you can easily give away to do that. I have a housekeeper that comes once a week. I have laundry service. I have meal prep. And so
Right.
leave me some room to do some things that are important. So me and my husband try to have a couple of meals that we cook a couple of times a week, but during the week, that's hard.
Yeah.
I try to kind of keep the weekends for family time, try to have vacations. And so keeping a balance all around, not getting too heavy one way or the other. The way I have tried and consistently working toward balancing all
Right.
those pieces, which is probably the biggest challenge that's
And
consistent challenge, I would say.
yeah, and I think it's something that you master and then it pivots and it changes and you master again and it changes and it changes. It's just like you just get used to adjusting. I just came from drop off my daughter to the daycare out of the blue. I was like, okay, I need to pick her up from where she was and then drop her off at the daycare because things happen. It's like a kind of just adjusting to everything. So I love what you say. And I want people to get in contact with you for the essence or the essential part of business that is legal. So please let us know where people can continue this conversation, even to wonder, okay, what do I need to look out as a business owner? What do I need to look at as a female founder? That's something that we don't think about. And especially in the United States, I'm over in Europe and it's a little bit different, but especially in the United States, the legal side is absolutely crucial. Like, everything has a legal side on United States. Everything you are thinking it in two ways, right? Like, how is this going to affect me directly and how is this going to affect me in the legal side of things? And you gotta protect your things. You gotta protect it. And the way that you said through agreements, you gotta be clear with the people in paper as much as you do it in your business and your services. So please let everybody know how they can continue the conversation with you.
Absolutely. So we talked about in the beginning of our conversation, those essential things that we're here to help with. So that's going to be from the formation piece all the way to an exit. So we're here to help from the beginning all the way to the end of that. So that's going to be formation, contract review and drafting, negotiation, buying sale agreements, lease drafting and negotiation. So those service agreement, dispute resolution up to the point of litigation. We really help with all the facets that a business may have when it comes to those legal needs. And it's important. And we have options at my firm where we have it priced where you can have the benefit of a general counsel on your team without the burden of the cost of paying that person every day. And that's one of the resources I want to provide for my clients is a means to have that legal component every day in your business. Because just like you said, something's always coming up. So instead of trying to make a decision and not wanting to spend the money, you've got somebody that you can jump in our portal. Hey, this is going on. I've got an employee that came to work and this happened. What can we do? Hey, we can schedule a quick call because you're part of our team. I know your business. We don't have to have a whole backstory. You can say, hey, what can we do? I can say, I need a little more information. Let's jump on a call. So that's our general counsel option that also includes that one monthly call. And then strategic planning as well. And then also includes those basic legal services, making sure you've got a service agreement in place, making sure if you've got employee concerns that we can talk through those. And then we also offer a more robust approach. That's the strategic planning, and that's our Thrive 360. And that when we meet twice a month, you get your legal services, general counsel options for your business, as well as that strategic planning, where we really focus on growing and develop your business in a strategic legal way that, just like you said, that's the legal piece is so important. So the best way to contact us with our website is thomaslaw.org. That's where we've got all the information. You can schedule a consultation there. Our phone number is there as well. But you can go directly to our site, learn more about me and my team, and also schedule and learn about the services that we offer. I'm on Instagram. Our handle is Law and Consulting. And then my personal is Latrice Smith, ESQ for Esquire. So that's the best way to kind of keep in touch with us and learn more from us as well.
Okay. But before I let you go, did you know that you have a space where your money mindset work is made extra simple so that you can increase your income, better your relationship with money, and grow your business in such a simple and easy way? Go to themoneymindset.hub.com and choose your path and start making those changes easily and effortlessly. That is themoneymindset.hub.com.